Yeah, and we now prepare ourselves as we go forward. Mary a little unleashed this time. As said, a little bit more of the strain does go on Juliano's shoulders. But there has been footage, but Mary straight up to task. Quickly traded out by Bastardo though, as Mimi a little too late to get over here to try and trade that. You can already hear those leers going through, coming in from Tube, going to at least facilitate this push through towards the site. Timing from Mimi is exceptional to make that crunch.
That's a headshot coming through onto daiki as well, but a trade out. Juliano down to 21. Spike planted here, and actually a late mid flank coming through. Maybe we're going to have her head on a swivel. Posted up here, might fall just ahead of this yet.
Oh, the timing! Wow, Mimi just turned in time to see it before it struck, but now the 2v2. Nice positioning as well, Liquid!
Beautiful.
Fabulous work back in. I thought that one was wraps, Mike.
I mean, I thought the snake bite was going to come down for the shock dart to land, but regardless, the damage was done. naxy finding a wallbang headshot. Likely towards mid to look for this opener. I started luckily trading it out quickly. Even here, naxy. I don't know if it was just maybe a little bit of a miscalculation with the cage there, but exposed ahead of that hit. Not sure of the cam placement in the previous round, but whether or not that would have been a factor. It looks like the trend might just continue 4 toward mid here for G2. The one ghost invested, the headhunter for Mary, so it's going to be the one over towards B. Very quick piece up mid.
Getting maybe the lay of the land at this point. This round probably won't come to too much considering the purchase. Bastardo already starting to farm it up too. That's good to see her finding a little bit of impact. Underhand naturally slowed down the roll a touch, but they have still made it towards. That's a nice little benefit, but how many of them left standing? Not too many. Petra trying to be a problem here. Mary, the one who could do some damage, but a mile away. Petra would have to somehow play her life to an extraordinary standard as Mary just going to make a mad dash. See if there's any more damage to be done. Let's have a little look. 2 more shots in the headhunter. Off angle. Jeez, Mary, you're damn good at this, but left alive here until then. Just going to get up the life, get ready for the next round.
A couple of big rounds from naxy started, which is what you want to see after a couple of rounds on Ascent, where it's kind of, yeah, if Bastardo doesn't find this kill, it could be wraps.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I think, like, oh, look, it's just a brawl in middle. Bastardo just straight down to the slaughter. G2 comfy with 2 here. Not much of a threat in the bonus so far at all. And it is a bonus, but still.
Yeah, but it's not what you want to see with the Viper's Pit invested here. That's to really slow things down. That's why I'm surprised to see such a commitment.
Yeah, not the ideal. naxy got to be on the money. Mary, sharp as ever, going to punish DRN. Swings out from elbow. So, daiki and naxy, and it's got to feel bad for naxy as well. You've invested that all, you've done some brilliant early work, and, well, you've lost control everywhere else. I think you're right, it felt a little disjointed there in whatever the approach was meant to be.
I mean, if anything, pop it off contact, or once you have a little bit of information, I'm not sure. The knife lands on pillar in mid. You can see Mary suppressed, but I don't know if it's only her. That's why, you know, Bastardo's barreling down mid to try and find this opener, but yeah, a little bit confused here.
Shame. Because that feels like you have Viper's Pit, you have, you know, a little bit to work with. You could actually really build around that and challenge in a bonus. And it's fine, they're still okay for money here. They can get a purchase back in.
The flip side is the Viper's Pit goes down on A. They want to heavily focus on mid, look for that kind of other side of the setup. DRN immediately, though, going to shut down Mary. Mimi with the response.
Oh, sitting almost anti-flash for this, so DRN still going to punish Juliano. Willing to brawl it out in middle.
Liquid have really switched this up from last time. And early on here, look how deep these kills are occurring. The lurk from Glance, though, actually going to punish naxy on the retreat.
And this was one of the maps that really put Glance to the forefront of my mind. See if he can rekindle a little bit of that. One of the early players to really find their footing. There's daiki going to be on leaning forward towards Broken. Petra on going to come in. Still has the owl drone, so could check on his position as well. Mid still being watched and now removed.
That's a big kill.
This is down to the 2 players on the site, a 2v3, and they're logged in. Oh, it's messy as hell, but daiki's almost on skip. There's something wrong with the bullets until then. Finally they start hitting. Petra left in no man's land. Great trade for naxy. And now just 1. Glance with 2 to find. Finds the first, but gets spotted on the second. Gonna expect this position. And DRN unawares. The Red Bull clutch and Glance created that opportunity. And how quickly the money just gets put into pieces. The ults they can lean on though. Knives out. Does Mary consider this? Bastarda quietly working through tube, and now all attention can be drawn towards that B site. Start leaning that way regardless. Juliano caught up in all that mess, but it is Mary to still find Bastarda. A little bit of a different position, but it's still the same sort of result.
Blade Storm gone as well.
And that's the main proponent that could have made danger in this round.
G2 actually cut noise here. You try and get a little bit of control over elbow. And the advantage now in terms of the numbers. Daiki unnoted as of yet, but going to be very exposed from mid here. DRN's going to be
Did you
heard.
hear this? Yeah, Juliano definitely heard it. Okay, quick pick up towards middle. Yeah, you're right. Unorthodox in a bit of a weird position. Lovely shot there from Daiki. Trade though. And G2 mostly in control here.
Oh no.
She got the two-step on.
Yep.
It's got to feel bad for naxy. After having the perfect start, it's all starting to go to pieces.
Yeah. You come back in. Hunter's Fury, Viper's bit available. Mimi one off the null command. The RN actually already with that available. Yeah, holding much deeper this time around.
Yeah.
This is the thing with this composition now. You can have, and this two-pronged attack with two members of G2 looking for this opener. Juliano being the second.
Quite like this posting of position though.
My eyes are down.
Gonna spot one. Pretty unorthodox here. Maybe they can work off Daiki as well.
No crossfire setup just yet though.
Huh.
Wonder if Daiki's going to come across towards pillar. Yeah, you can see it
There we
happening
go.
now on the minimap. But conscious that there's a real lack of control over mid once again. Daiki actually forced off it now. So naxy on an island almost.
And Bastarda's sitting so deep towards top mid that they can't help out at all.
Mimi's clearing that.
Mimi clears that. That is ridiculous. The forethought to just double check and glance is so quick with these entries as well towards the site. This round looks wraps already very early on. This is looking like you're going to get the plant and kind of solidify where you started with that sort of entry. But again, Mike, I think even beyond what we were talking about there were some issues that we started to see arising, some gaps in this. You know, a couple of the angles being very much not held, crossfire's not in place. Liquid need a little bit of a kind of a retune here, I feel.
I mean, the crossfire wouldn't even... The fact that Mimi's hard clearing this is on the back of the spy cam, but... Again, it's a similar thing we mentioned on Ascent where there's kind of one player from Liquid posted up and it's all riding on that person winning that engagement.
Yep.
Or G2 giving away the opportunity. Liquid try and hold on to these three rifles at least. Daiki and actually down to not a lot of credits left. There'll be Bulldogs and potentially Guardians, but G2 on the hunt regardless because they have a massive bankroll established very early on in this half.
Yep, and actually he just wants to keep hold of this gun, hoping for it. Denies the first attempt at it, and they do get a walkway 3. So actually, so essential, considering how they've already been flexing that map pool. Anyone else walking into them would certainly be feeling at a disadvantage. And once again, a brave attempt.
This is a massive commitment towards mid. This is the sort of thing we did see previously. Shocked up will actually deal with the tripwire, but Daiki posted up on it.
There.
We'll spot Juliano, but no damage exchanged.
And the three players still waiting at the bottom of mid. I think G2 are expecting some aggression off the back of maybe taking some space. And have they felt this out? I hear these steps, so suddenly there's a... And they've just seen sapphiRe in middle. This should spur on the hit towards B now, and things are going from bad to worse. Bastarda goes down, but Daiki finally finding one. That's brilliant. Taking down Mimi might give them a shot into playing this one back in. naxy's still there, Daiki still there, DRN still there, but...
Able to set up and
Viper's
secure this post-spawn with the Viper's bit. Hunter's Fury available as well. Mary posted up with the operator outside the ultimate. See the attack come through, yeah. Lucky not to find that kill onto Daiki.
Edging closer. G2 ready to greet them. Nice work, big entry to start with. Petra going down, but Glance is still alive. Glance the one to keep this pit standing. Protection in place, trying to navigate around it to pinch towards Mary. Team Liquid somehow through the smoke, find the players, find the pressure, get themselves a defuse. I thought that round could have almost been done for, but absolutely not. Come on back, and they've got a good buy here.
This is sort of like you watch the minimap every round. It's like, yeah, G2 watch the VOD. They know where the point of weakness is, where they need to manipulate on the map. Actually, naxy very late towards B site here. Empress will be popped. bstrdd this time around will actually find one. The operator in hand, Petra will fall. So the next step is here for G2. Again, slow, progressive push here from Mary. Poison orb over on tunnel here, going to cut off some sight lines. naxy lucky to get away with her life there, but down to 49 HP.
bstrdd wants to help out, but there's problems. They have no eyes towards middle, still no information on it. There is still players lingering, so it's all on the site now. Mimi does get one, but gets quickly traded out now. Plant going to come in, and bstrdd still has to respect the wall in place. Support now on the way. An attempt at the res, but not to be. Line up, Mary finds them both. Daiki and naxy now punished.
Teleport's ready.
Now problems for DRN and bstrdd. This cross is being monitored. It's being watched. The young lion herself gonna carry on. Still looking for more. DRN, I think, has to accept defeat on this one.
A little bit of a lack of awareness here of this angle presenting. Again, it's a very aggressive swing from Mary to just take it open towards Arches. But G2 come through and will close out round 8. Themselves 2 ahead. There's even actually after conceding the first blood. That mid-round looking perfect. bstrdd is just unable to swing that wall. Like I said, desperate to try and help out naxy, but because of that initial tag from tunnel, so paranoid of that angle.
Look at the way the rounds fell down. The first 2 are still the pistol rounds that came in. You see bstrdd dipping in and out, trying to be present, but that's line of sight there for Mary. And then watching this cross. Very present. Not even needing the other 2 players yet to come into effect. Fantastic stuff. But obviously on the other side for Liquid now, they are put in. Ooh, lovely shot from bstrdd. She is making a go at this, Mike.
Yeah.
She is desperately trying for her side.
And this is the comfort pit. We can talk about bstrdd on the jet. Juliano actually might get caught out here. DRN finds the first tag down to 61 for Juliano. Was potentially trying to find that naxy. Yeah, doesn't fancy that with the Spectre.
Yeah, but they've lost mid again. It's just the highway to hell here. naxy has nowhere to really go in this. Going to be surrounded, forced out of position. It was inevitable.
Beautiful collapse.
Wall goes back up. These pinches towards the sites have been really nice. And sadly for bstrdd, similar position as before.
Finds the spike though.
That's true, and this is a great reply though. Mimi going to take over that CT site and now leave bstrdd to her own devices. How much more can one player do? Such an attempt so far. Does she have vision on this? Oh, the shot! bstrdd is so hyper-aware, dashes in. Does she find any more? 15 HP. Oh, she's gone! And it might just be enough of the timing on this. Juliano
no clue.
playing with her mind. The Soul Reaper herself sitting, waiting over by B main, and bstrdd has to go through the motion. She could be anywhere and still sees nothing. Looks away at Juliano. The one to define it here. No extended fights were allowed. They all had to be that clean. A great attempt, but sadly, the story reads the same. 6 rounds sit with G2 here, and Liquid need a stepping stone, something to set them back in this game.
It reads the same. It's the same concerns as well. In terms of this mid control, G2 definitely aware of what Liquid struggled with previously. And once again, we're left looking for a response from Liquid. How to negate this pressure.
Out of turn.
Mary again, so quickly posted up on this angle. Start around the spy cam adjusted for that very reason.
But I like that they're trying to address middle. Because the problem is, as much as we have seen great hits towards B, it's that mid-pressure. Time and time again, the pinch has been so good. So maybe a little bit of early warning could be very valuable, and they finally have some players on the side. They finally have some support. They finally have bodies here to greet G2. Lovely adjustment coming out from Liquid, and the flank works out well. Juliano, Soul Reaper herself. This would be a lot. Not gonna happen. naxy keeps Liquid in this game.
This far in this half. For G2, I think that all rides on how this engagement towards double doors goes in the early round.
And generally, I've got to say, DRN's been pretty good for it, playing it really well, not overstaying, still doing damage, still staying posted up. Petra going to try and send it, gets it, DRN's down, and now problems starting out for bstrdd. Could be next on the chopping block, does have some support there. Mary trying to clear as she goes. No one in towards cave, and the flash instantly goes through. No hesitation, no second guessing, and on towards the site. Spike not down yet, but
Bastarda.
Starter out of nowhere. I think that was just straight through the wall. And another, no, not this time, Mimi. Stemming the bleed, allowing for the plant to come in and securing the site.
Spike planted.
It's late flank coming through though. Trap obviously disabled so far, so daiki in a position to really get something done. He actually spotted though the rifle barrel, and Glance will punish.
Now the other two trying to work their way back in from CT. There's still one prowling on the side. That's going to be Mimi.
A Glance is sat on lineups already. So even here, naxy going to find one first. Sent out already.
Oh,
Actually, even
dear.
here,
Yeah.
not even sure if this is going to work. There's no poison orb on the spike.
No, it's not. 3, 2,
She
1.
falls.
There it is. Does go down to it. naxy falling in the end.
Bastard has been pretty much absent since then. This time around on the map though, DRN stacked up once again. We did see a couple of flash plays with the two of them early on.
And it looks like Juliano just, again, a little bit of brute force to it. Testing the early utility. Does eventually back away from it, but that's going to ring some alarm bells. But it looks like they're going to try and maybe punish some of these rotations this time instead. Looking over towards A cave, that might be the case.
They've got to be aware of Bastard doing this a couple of rounds now.
Yeah, I think someone died towards mid. Not, maybe it was Mary lingering around. There's been a couple of instances. These are some good audio cues to note where they're at. They can work off the back of this. I do wonder. Anyone's in audio range. Does Bastard just hold? Because they're working in through double door. This actually could be a really good position. Playing back in from Bastard if they can still do some damage on the way. Flash from DRN, playing by Yellow. Not gonna be the one to find it. It's Bastard. There it is. This is the danger. They've lost control of Cave, and now they have to win back some part of this map. Putting it down into just two hands. Mimi one and Juliano the other. They fought, and one towards CT. Spike still down though, not planted. So many angles to worry about here.
Left.
Problem being Juliano's way out in the open here. naxy, they create so much pressure. That's
Mimi.
actually Bastard. They still think she's in main.
Still got the flash to play. Bastard, perfect timing. Juliano now gives away the game. 13 seconds. Has to make a move. Has to do something. Can't get back for that spike and plant. 5 seconds now. Time dwindling, and it's done. Team Liquid giving themselves maybe just a little bit of hope here.
Bastard, obviously different conversation already. She continued to excel.
She did. So we go back in on the half. It is grand final spot on the line, and the lowers waiting for the loser. Big information. Mimi readying the flash though. Juliano ahead of it, already going to find one. DRN going down, and the flash is good, but no one going to swing through it. No one going to play ahead of it because the perfect positioning from Mimi. Going to punish naxy on the way back through, but the spike does get planted. So Liquid at least having it on their side, but somehow Mimi is going unchecked in this. Petra doing the damage with the shock darts, and daiki and naxy better do something.
Shit, naxy already playing towards the snakebite lineup here, almost just leaving daiki to deal with it. Will fall. Actually, it's way too late here.
Yeah, it's already over half.
And even the poison orb's not on it.
Yeah, it's not good enough this time. An attempt was made, but a fumble there.
Yeah.
Golf clap. 5 to 8. Buy comes in. 4 Bulldogs, 1 Spectre, so no messing around here, no light purchases really at all. And on the other side, we do see a small investment, the Sheriff's Marshal. But for Liquid, I need to see them really come out swinging here soon. I need to see damage. I need to see all those little factors that make it look like it could be a good half, because little mistakes like that can really build into this. So I'm hoping to see them stabilize now.
Mary actually with a swing out. I'm not sure if the spy cam was dealt with there. Liquid will drift towards B site. Petra's also positioned. No pressure towards mid either, so Mary can pretty much post up on this angle. Unless anybody slips through elbow. So you're going to get the arrow off ahead of this knife as well. So big information.
One enemy remaining.
Petra with the cleanup.
Yeah, very sharp, very clean. Exactly what they need. No real big danger. Yes, Mary did fall, but that's fine. They still have the support system there. Actually, this would be a lot. Maybe find another. But Juliano wants to close this down. It looks like, yeah, the double swing, and a third was there in case needed. G2 eyeing up that 10th round, get that one step closer here. Actually nervous for them. It's the light armor, it's the rifles. It's going to be whatever they can scramble together into this. And it's got to make it count, right? At 5-9, if you don't convert this, you feel that G2's just pushing it further and further. Liquid though, straight on towards the site. Yes, mid-presence, so quick TP, and Mary right back into the dart.
Mary's
get the info.
Mary's TP was actually on broken wall here, so punished with that recon.
Lovely stuff. Post plant quickly set up. Let's see where this really leans towards. 2 through elbow, 1 towards middle, and 1 CT. Big information on towards that back pillar, but still, daiki, the first one to get that real test swing from naxy to save her. But she falls. Both of them fall. And it's starting to become worse for wear. bstrdd completely blind. naxy and daiki, the last two alive to try and hold on to this one. It is desperate as Glance is now getting towards the side, but time beginning to tick. They just about stay alive.
By the skin of their teeth.
Jeez.
I'm not sure. Nearly went totally wrong outside B main. Even what we're crediting G2 for, this felt so risky in terms of the setup. Even the bstrdd posted up on the backside here, just completely caught off guard by this pop flash from Mimi. Regardless, the first on the board here in the second half.
That's what they needed. Round by round. Gotta draw this one back. Now we can see if they pass the test against the operator. Potentially a different look. We saw how different they looked when bstrdd had that to hand in the previous maps. Now we get to see that look here.
Glance actually holding on to the wall here, potentially for this retake towards A if Mary does fall. This should be a big indicator here with the owl zone. And the Viper wall being invested. Mary has to respect that knife. Doesn't want to hang around, taking no risks, but finds the kill regardless.
Straight through the wall, I'm pretty sure. Didn't have any vision on that. Spray and pray, Juliano.
Down A.
Gonna find DRN. And a little early on the peak back out there, but actually this is tricky and Mimi wants to get amongst them. Hunter's Fury feels futile at this point, but naxy is gonna find Mimi, so maybe a 3v2, maybe. Something off at the drop of the wall. Terrible timing for it. It's daiki now in a 1v3.
Glance posted back up on default as well. Mary holding that angle with the operator. Imagining the swing comes through on her vision. Actually giving up the angle just for a second there, but confirmation regardless.
Gives her the first step in the door at least, but the problem is the angles. They're so favorable, but trying to thread the timing gets a little closer. daiki
no way.
Not giving up on this just yet. That's Mary dead. Needs to find 2 more. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Impossible. Glance is the one to put him to 10. G2 now. But I think we are seeing G2 getting into that final form here. There's a broken buy going to come into this round, and it looks quite simplistic towards A here.
bstrdd straight up double doors though. Trying to pressure towards Glance, but plays her life effectively. Does finding a Mimi though, just tapping away from stairs with that Guardian. Might be able to actually flash here for Glance to swing onto it, but not necessary to take any risks here.
Very nice. 4 more of those, please. Let's see if you got it in your naxy. Lovely, okay.
Oh, okay.
3 more. Put in my request. Still got a chance here to do plenty of damage. No flank coming in anytime soon. So naxy does have a fair bit of play on this. I think G2 now looking a little more regimented. Fear of God being struck into them here. Spike to hand and naxy. Gonna get a little closer. They don't know how close she's gotten. But Petra, unfazed by it. The first 2 were lovely. Not good.
Delayed peek here, but operator posted up on Tube.
They're challenging Mary.
Yeah.
And she ain't backing away just yet. Suck around for a second, does eventually fall off, and you're right. Respecting that timing, we've seen that a couple of times now. Mimi, though, the one to pick up the slack here.
And actually, Mary to come back. They're posted up on the angle. You can see the ping on the minimap.
Flash in, turns it. Not really forced away too far. Being careful. Do they get that freebie to start with? Mary's getting curious again.
This is it where we test what we talked about, right? Do G2 give Liquid this opportunity? Do they re-swing onto this?
Now they're forcing him to try and fight for this. And there's going to be the headhunter coming out. bstrdd overwhelms Mary. Lovely play. Filtering through towards middle, but this is all going to be heard. So Petra now positions herself, but gets pinched. Deals with one towards main, quick spin towards tunnel. Has to fall away towards broken, spots out another. Trying to buy precious seconds, do a little bit of chip damage, but it ain't enough, DRN. Brute forces their way in. Spike did get lost, that has to be picked back up, but still the final two players are pretty far off.
On this angle pretty early on. Mimi's going to be the first to swing it. Good information now. Liquid need to hold back. You look at the credits, they have to hold on to as much money as possible here if they want to try and mount this comeback starting in round 18. I think Mimi and Glass are going to respect it. Just try and hold on to the operator. Yeah, actually on the flip side, I think Mary would be in a position to purchase. I think Tour de Force was...
It wasn't far off, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it was 1 or 2 off.
Yeah.
I think Petra should have the Hunter's Fury as well. A little bit of investment here, though. Viper's bit off the rip from Glance, and actually no command here to try and get the retake going. Okay, well, I think G2 probably want to hold on to the operator more than Liquid want to continue to apply this pressure.
Yeah, not worth the chase with those funds. Liquid not done yet. They're still alive. 7. Mike, they've made it.
Leaving the operator, having the Tour de Force available as well. It's a big offset. First time really Liquid have shown presence towards Tube, and it was heavy, heavy focus. Unfortunately, Mimi and Mary not able to counter that.
Oh, the timing on this, though. Glance has gone all the way down here, DRN. That's your danger player gone as well. That's the operator removed. Now, Glance...
Does Glance wrap back into shop?
I don't know. And the timing's interesting to me here
This
because...
is so weird.
Finding some I'm glad we were in free cam for once.
Oh, it's DRN that found it.
Yeah, out of it. Oh, God. Ooh, this round is not pretty. This isn't pretty, Valorant. If we could skip the replay, I'd appreciate it. Petra and Mimi. Last two to find any sort of damage here, but you've got to say, Liquid winning some very unorthodox fights, but you'll take them when you're in this position. You're not going to question it too much.
Petra's been rock solid, though. What damage can she do on the way in here? Will be revealed. Atsy going to shoot the knife. It's not going to be anything this time around. DRN, another solid round from her. Potentially get Liquid their 8th bar. Any heroics from Mimi will find the first. The light shield, the flash actually, in this round. The G2 did kind of try and hold on to some funds. Just waiting for anything Liquid are happy to give away.
Yeah. Nasty little aimers, Mimi. And I think Liquid know better than this.
Yes, yeah.
I think they're
They
well
probably
aware.
saw the Mimi highlight package from earlier on in the week.
Yeah, probably best to not go for it. And if they can exit as 4, keep that money in a really nice spot. They actually might have a shout at this game. And again, weird round though. I think we all saw that for what it was. Bit strange, odd timings coming through. Messy shots coming out from Glance, for example, but good positioning here and there. And there we go. Mimi will eventually be removed. So that rifle...
Recon as well. Actually, a little bit of a pace change here. Immediately, though, G2 send 2 towards elbow. Juliano and Mary, they might even catch the Al drone here.
Oh, the timing. Now, last time around, I think it was daiki who dealt with both of these players when they went for this pinch coming through from elbow.
But naxy did overstep. That was the concern previously.
Fury, gonna have the info on 1. Getting the tag. 2 tags, I believe.
Yeah.
Juliano chomping at the bit as well, wanting to get into this one. 2 players stuck here. Oh, and the spray's good from Mary. Finds 2, not the 3rd this time. Naxy sharp as hell.
Spike down.
And now we're in a 2v2. The spike's still not planted. The Hunter's Fury being so disruptive to this plan. Glance towards CT, Mimi roaming towards elbow, and the 2 players for Liquid halting.
Discipline once again. Glance not over-peaking here, but the paranoia building about Mimi's positioning. She's all the way over towards the tunnel. They're trying to stack up here. Glance going to find the headshot. That's Spike noted.
Oh no. Now Naxy's in a world of trouble. Wants to find this fight on CT if she can. Spike down. Tunnel. Be the next target. Sprays and gets it.
30 seconds left.
Did they note Mimi? I still don't think they know about Mimi. It was a
Beautiful shot from Mimi to close it out.
really nice. I'd love to see it from that perspective because...
Juliano, no fear whatsoever.
Look at this. Oof.
Beautiful transfer as well, even with a wallbang. Nachi did her best.
Wow.
2 sharp responses here.
Made something of it.
Except Mimi able to reposition effectively. And that's 12 on the board for G2. Still got some ultimates here for Liquid. Still got some money in the bank as well. You heard it right there, the tour de force online here. Mary's going hunting.
Oh,
Punish,
there
though.
it is. Perfect. Daiki denies. Now the spike is still committing towards that A site a little, but still, a 5v4 is the dream. This is a start they could build off of, but look at G2 posted close. They haven't seen this yet. Glance tucked in the corner. Do they go through the motions to check this? Are they diligent enough? She's going to hear this. Does she consider going ahead? No, plays patiently. Again, didn't get checked on. Now Glance pulls the trigger, denies bstrdd. That's your headhunter, your superstar gone for Liquid. Mimi, again, waiting for that next layer of contact potentially as Glance is still alive. She's yet to be pressured out of here. Finally has to get away. Finally falls off this and still stays alive.
That's Juliano elsewhere, struggling to find this kill. Onto naxy in the backlines. naxy tagged up down to 30 HP. A 4v4 though. He's going to be able to recover from this position. Glance down to just 47 as well. That's his Fury. We'll actually fire Glance off the rip.
But Mimi, they still don't know about Mimi. And she's still standing here. Great trade for naxy. Spike's still in play. They can get this down. Viper Spit's going on. Okay.
Does Petra walk this?
Petra's trying to.
Gonna give it away.
That's so good, but they weren't expecting it so quick. Daiki, fantastic turn. Petra's gone down and Juliano was left on 30. Unable to get herself healed up just yet. They'll have an idea, but how much so? One Lear ain't enough. Daiki with the heroics this time. I was worried when bstrdd fell, but Daiki picking up those reins and keeping Liquid in this match. 3 still standing.
Just about everything burnt out now for Liquid in terms of the ultimates, and G2 back down to just Sheriffs here.
30 seconds left.
Mary digging so deep on mid to try and find that opener with the tour de force. Daiki fired up. I called it out at halftime. She really looked electric in the second half previously. And continuing to do so here. Let's see for Liquid. G2 have to ride this out, like I said, with Sheriffs. Or a Sheriff. I wanted to take too many risks here. Mary with a headhunter as well, though. Exploring mid once again.
I doubt this should be the round for Mary to do a lot with, but looking to be disruptive. We're seeing a default here for Liquid. Leaving a little bit of room towards middle. There is that gap
Nobody looking this way from Cannon, though.
Does make me a little worried here, because that's 2 players very vulnerable now.
Droning from deep as well. Daiki's dead here.
And all about timing. Yeah, absolutely. Dead as anything buried. Mary gonna slip away into the night as well, fall off this. Doesn't need to give up too much. Quite indicative, but maybe by the wrong idea. But they've still had that contact towards A, so they've got a good idea of what's going on. They can have 3 players here now.
bstrdd going to get ahead of that snake bite. Try and pressure on the backside of this wall here. Mimi already down the backside of Tube. And naxy's not there holding it right now. Needs to hightail it towards Spawn. bstrdd going to find a nice headshot though. Yeah, will pick up Mimi. Great timing on that.
Yeah, okay. A lot of the threats have been dealt with now. Mary and Juliano, the last 2 alive, and maybe I've underestimated them a little bit here. Juliano looking for it, not going to get it. bstrdd safe pair of hands, double digits now for Liquid. Dillions from Liquid being shown, but Juliano could not care less. A Lear and a frag, and it's the start that G2 wanted. Play it to the good now, 5v4.
That's bstrdd down as well. Been so impactful in the second half. Trying to secure this B site hold here. Alzone going to come through. DRN actually going to find one onto Mary here. Mimi with a response.
It's starting to get scrappy, Mike.
Yeah, very scrappy.
Yep,
2 or 3
pressure.
fights going on elsewhere on the map.
Starting to show. Glance still cool, calm, collected. Juliano daring someone to try and cross and get to Glance, but the bodyguards on duty. DRN still on their knees. It is 2 standing. Daiki closing in. They're trying to get towards Glance. Glance has finally confirmed that kill. That did go through. Juliano leans on in. And now the 1v2 for naxy. It's all on the line. Grand finals calling for G2. Popsio and naxy trying to play to the timing. All now drops. Where is Juliano? Gone! Makes the appearance. And G2 make it to the grand finals, feeling destined for it. From the very start of this event, until this moment here in front of us, it's always been G2 in the grand finals now.
A crucial round when we're talking about actually how the economy could slip right through G2's fingers there and almost be forced into a very uncomfortable